Okay, good morning to all of my dear viewers. So today we are going to discuss a very important topics of forensic medicine, and the name of topic is hanging. Okay, so without any delay we can start the topics, or we can start the topic with the definition of hanging. So what is the definition of hanging? Hanging is a form of asphyxia. What? Hanging is a form of asphyxia due to the suspension of body by ligation material encircling the neck. So when the body is suspended by the ligation materials by encircling the neck, in that condition either the complete weight of the body is act as a constricting force, or the head of neck will act as a constricting force. So if the complete body weight will act as a constricting force, in that condition or such hanging is called complete hanging. Or if only the head of weight of head will act as a constricting force, such hanging is called partial hanging. So what I am overall telling to you, hanging is basically a form of asphyxia due to the suspension of body by ligation material encircling the neck, in which the weight of body will act as a constricting force. So what happens due to the constricting force? This constricting force basically they compress the trachea. So when the constricting force compress the trachea, the airflow obstruction will occur. So when there is the airflow obstruction, that leads to reduce the oxyhemoglobin's level in the bloods and increase the deoxyhemoglobin's level in bloods. So this decrease in oxygen levels or increase in CO2 level is considered as the asphyxia. There are some other signs of the asphyxia also, like the cyanosis will occur. This cyanosis will occur due to the increase of deoxyhemoglobins. The other things is it may be congestion will occur. So these all are overall the sign of asphyxia. The other things will happens due to the constriction of due to the impact of constricting forces. There is the compression of jugular veins. First there is the compression of the jugular veins, followed by the compression of carotid arteries. Why this jugular vein compress first? The jugular vein compress first because they are veins, and veins are generally thinner. So due to the thinner wall, the jugular vein compress first, and after some not a very delayed times, within 1 or 2 seconds later, there is the compression of carotid artery. So whatever the delay happens between this compression of the carotid artery and the jugular veins, so during these times, one side there is the compression of this is the jugular vein. So there is the outflow, there is no outflow of blood from above the neck side to the, or we can say that there is the outflow obstruction towards the heart sides, while in another sides there is the pumping of bloods by the carotid artery. So one side there is the obstruction of outflow, and another side there is the pumping of bloods. So that leads to the dilation of capillaries and veins. So due to the dilatation of the capillaries, venules and the veins, they increase the permeability of the bloods. So when the permeability get increases, so after the death of a person, when we examine the organs during post-mortem examination, you observe that there is presence of bloods around the tissue of the organs, which indicate the organ congestion. this blood is present because no, there is the dilatation of the vessels, and due to the dilatation of vessels they increase the permeability. So due to increase in permeability there is the excessive flow of blood from blood vessel to the interstitial space, that is characterized by the congestion of organs. So congestion of organ is also a specific feature of in case of the hanging, or basically it is the antemortem hanging. So after discussion these all things about the hangings, now we move towards the different types of hangings. One types of hanging I already discussed, that is partial hanging or the complete hanging. The one of the difference between the partial hangings and the complete hanging is in case of the complete hangings, the constricting force will act as the complete body weights, while in case of the partial hangings, the constricting force is equal to the weight of the brain. So this is the difference between the partial hangings and the complete hangings. There are some other types of hangings on the basis of different things. For example, there is the one is the typical hanging and another is atypical hanging. So what is the difference between this typical hangings and atypical hanging? In case of the typical hangings, the knot position is present over the occiput, I mean the back side of the skull. So if the knot position is present at the occiput, I mean a back side of the skull, it is considered as a typical hangings. And if the if the knot is present other than other side other than this occiput position, then it is considered as atypical hanging. So what are the difference? In case of the typical hangings, the knot position is at the occiput, while in atypical hangings the knot position is any other place except than occiput. So this is the difference between the typical hangings and the atypical hangings. Some other types of hangings on the basis of manner of death, like suicidal, which is the most common types of hanging. The other things is the it may be homicidal, example lynching. So what is this name lynching? Lynching means it is illegal killing of any person by the mob. So if mob illegally kill any person by hanging or some other condition, it is called as a lynching. So lynching considered as a homicidal. I mean basically it is a homicidal condition because we kill someone to violate the rule regulation. Some cases it may be accidental. For example, in case of autoerotic hangings. So what happens in case of the autoerotic hangings? Here a person who hang themselves to increase the sexual pleasure, basically it is a sexual masochism. So during the process of sexual masochism, any accidental things will happen that leads to the death of a person. So it is called autoerotic hangings. One of the more types of the hanging is the judicial hangings. One more types is the in case of how many types I will discuss? Autoeretics discuss, homicidal discuss, suicidal discuss, and autoerotic hanging. So these are the judicial hangings. So these are the four common types of the hangings. So after discussing these all the different types of hangings, now we move towards the features of hangings. First we discuss the external features, then we move towards the internal features. So in case of the external feature, one of the common external feature is the presence of oblique ligature mark. So mostly in 80% case this oblique ligature mark is present above the thyroid cartilage. In 15% case it may be present at the level of thyroid cartilage, or in fewer 5% case it may be present lower the thyroid cartilage. So what this presence of obliques ligature mark, it is one of the classical external feature of the hangings, basically ante-mortem hanging. So this oblique ligature marks, they are partially present in one side of the neck. They are not complete in circle the necks. So this is also one of the classical feature of the ante-mortem hanging. So after the discussion of this ligature mark, the next external feature is seen on the level of eyes. So what happens? In some case it is observed that the eyes of the node position, they are open, and the eyes which is opposite to the node position, they are closed. It is given a specific name called le facius sympathetic. So this le facius sympathetic is not a specific feature, it seen in some other condition will also, but it is also associated with the hanging. So what happened, these two are the external features. Some more external features are like the protrusion of the eyes, protrusion of the tongues, or what happens, there is the bleeding from the nose, ears and the mouth, petechial hemorrhage, Bayard spots. So what is this Bayard spots? There is tiny pinpoints hemorrhage seen over the conjunctiva and the face called the Bayard spot. It is also not a specific feature of, a specific external feature of the hanging. So basically these all are the external feature of the hangings. So after discussion the external feature, we move towards the internal features. So one of the common internal feature is the at the site of the ligature mark, when we dissect the tissue, when we observe the tissue beneath the ligature marks, these tissue are the dry, white and glistening, they having a shiny appearance. So this is one of the classical feature of the, classical internal features of the ante-mortem hanging. So after discussion all these things, now we move towards the reading section. So we start the topics with the hangings, the definition of hangings. So it is a form of asphyxia due to the suspension of a body by the ligature material encircling the neck. So the weight of body will exert a constricting force on the neck that leads to the partial or incomplete blockage of the airflow, trachea, and the constriction of carotid artery and the jugular veins as a result of cerebral anoxia. So why this happens, cerebral anoxia? Because there is the constriction of the carotid artery and the jugular veins. So there is no fresh oxygen supply to the cerebral tissue, and when there is no fresh oxygen supply to the cerebral tissue, that leads to cause cerebral anoxia. Okay, so cause of death, whatever there are different cause of death, but finally they all leads towards the anoxia, a complete a stoppage of oxygen supply to the tissue. In case of the hypoxia, there is reduced oxygen supply to the tissue, while in case of anoxia there is the complete stoppage of the supply of oxygen to the tissue. So asphyxia followed by anoxia, dislocation of the cerebral vertebra. What happened in case of the judicial hangings? In case of the judicial hangings, here accused are they drop from a height of 1 to 5 meters. So due to the sudden drops of a body, there is the separation of brain stem from the spinal cord. So when the brain stem is separated from the spinal cords, that leads to the stoppage of a non-functioning of the all the higher centers of CBS, CNS and RS that are located in the brain stems. So when this whole system permanently or irreversibly gets cessed, the condition called death I already discussed in the definition of death. So now discussion of these all things, we move towards the external postmortem findings. One of the external postmortem finding is the oblique ligature mark, partial in circle the necks, above the thyroid cartilage 18% case, 15% case at the level of thyroid cartilage, and 5% below the thyroid cartilage. In some cases, it can be horizontal if there is the partial hangings or the low point suspension. Normally what happens in case of the hanging, there is the presence of oblique ligature marks, but in some cases, like if there is the partial hangings or hanging at low suspension, in that condition there is instead of the presence of oblique ligature mark, there is a presence of transverse ligature mark. Okay, so now presence of Lee facius sympathetic, which is a non-specific feature. One eye is open and one eye is closed, and the pupils are the dilated. The eyes which are present same side of the nodes that are open, and the opposite sides of the node are the closed. And one of the classical feature that I miss in discussion is the dribbling of saliva. So dribbling of saliva is due to the compression of salivary glands, and it is opposite side of the node. If node is present left side, then the dribbling of saliva will occur in right side. So this dribbling of saliva is also a classical external feature of the antemortem hangings. Cyanosis of the lips, head inclined opposite to the nodes, protrusion of the eyes, tongues, then bleeding from the nose, ear and mouth, petechial hemorrhage and over the conjunctiva and face called Bayard spots, postmortem hypostasis in the lower parts of the limbs and the upper parts of the limbs. Okay, so what happens in case of the antemortem hangings? There is a postmortem hypostasis, or the livor mortis is seen to the lower parts of the lower limbs or the lower parts of the upper limbs. So postmortem hypostasis is seen in the lower parts of the lower limbs and the lower parts of the upper limbs, which is also a classical feature of the antemortem hanging. Okay, so now after the discussion of the external feature, we move towards the internal findings. Internal findings: tissue underneath the ligature mark are the dry, whites and the glistening. Okay, hyoid fracture, and let's see, hyoid fracture are completely develops at the age of 40. So if person whose age is more than 40 years, in that condition there is outward hyoid fracture will seen. Damage of C2, C3 and C4 cervical vertebra और एमोसेट. एमोसेट क्या है जी? सो ट्रांसवर्स मार्क्स ओवर द कैरोटिड आर्टरी of the ligature mark. So what is this amoset? This amoset is not classical features, it is non-specifics. So at the level of ligature marks, during the dissection it is observed that over the carotid arteries there is a presence of transverse line. This transverse lines is called the amoset. Hemorrhages of the thoracolumbar vertebra. We can see or observe hemorrhage over the thoracolumbar vertebra, and the bowel hemorrhage and the organ are congested. So this all about the external and the internal features of the hangings. I hope you can understand the lecture. Okay, goodbye.